You are now listening to The Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
Welcome back to The Backseat Critics. My name is Jamie. I am RJ's wife.
Sounds hot.
And my name's Andrew.
Sounds hot.
And this is the podcast where we discuss movies that you should steer clear of,
Sounds hot.
including today's Fast and Furious 6 from 2012.
Sounds hot.
You can say anything else, dude.
Sounds hot.
How hot is that?
Hot. All right, so that's how we're starting. That's the start of it right there, huh?
Yeah.
That's really the start. Okay. All right, so we're back in the Fast and the Furious 6. But we have some news topics we got to talk about first.
Yeah. What topics you got?
I got Rogers Musical, a.k.a. Steve Rogers the Musical in Disneyland California Adventures.
For the uninitiated, who's Steve Rogers?
Captain America.
Oh. Do you mind turning up the gain a little bit more? When I said 3 o'clock, I meant 3 o'clock. Not this 2:30.
Is this loud enough for you now?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Picky butthole.
All right. Steve Rogers ride.
No, not right. A musical.
Musical. Oh.
Yes.
So is this like was it the first Captain America that he was
I think it's a story about how he becomes Captain America and maybe some Captain America-esque things in there.
Okay.
I saw some of the Iron Man in there.
Okay.
Bad outfits from what I've seen so far. Like it looks like kind of a Broadway musical-ish, but it looks bad.
I was going to say, was it the first or second Captain America that they showed musical numbers with him in it? He was like going up.
That was the first one.
Was it the first one? He was going around to like
the
wartime
camps.
And, yeah.
Yep. No, that was the first one. But that is what's kind of going on in California Adventures right there. The hot thing.
Okay.
All right. What you got for a news topic today?
My news topic is I don't know if you've heard, but Pixar's Elemental is not doing so hot. So they put out a little TikTok video, and they put out canned laughter in it to show how popular the movie is. It's wild.
I think that's because of
Why do you
streaming services.
100%. 100%. Why pay for something when it's just going to end up free anyways?
Mm-hmm. I think it's streaming services. So why would you go to the theater? Not worth it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be part of my $12 a month stream. So that's why I mean, we'll really see what the movie is. Maybe future episode later on.
100% future episode.
So, and then we'll really give it a good go.
Yeah, I think both you and I are waiting for it to come out on streaming, obviously.
Yes.
All right. So you want to dive into the quiz question?
Yeah, what you got for a quiz question this time? Quizman.
Throughout this movie, Dwayne Johnson's character, Hobbs,
Yes.
is mocked, given different names of the Avengers over the course of the movie. The Hulk, Captain America. What was the third name that was given? And that was your quiz question.
All right, so we got a 2-minute summary, and I'm going to kick it over to you for the 2-minute summary.
Oh, you jerk. So my memory is going to be pretty foggy.
Pretty great on this one. It's okay. We all know how it is with the 2-minute summaries.
Whoo, boy. This one's going to be rougher than usual. Do you mind turning down the gain on mine just a hair? Both of ours, actually, just a smidge. Okay, so Paul Walker and Dom are racing through the streets. They ride back home. Don't stare at me like this. And there's a little child who's got the biggest forehead. The biggest. RJ, if you've seen your forehead, it's like 2 of yours stacked on top and then out a bit. What are you tapping your wrist for? I don't know what that's for. What is that for?
Minute 30 left.
Okay, cool. I got plenty of time. They find out that Letty is still alive somehow. Script writing is weird. And so
I hate to break to you, you got a minute left.
so stuff happens. There's cars chases, and then there's a tank being dragged down by a car somehow, and then they catch Letty midair by leaping off of a car, and then they get to the end, and they're catching Shaw, but not the Jason Statham Shaw, and then a plane crashes, and then somehow stuff happens, and the bad guy dies, but Gal Gadot also dies, and then Letty is still alive somehow, and then the end of the movie happens. For those who might not have picked up, gotten wind, most of this movie is a fog. It's a heavy, dense fog. It's a
no.
fog of war.
Oh, buddy. Basically, there's a chip out there that Jason Statham's brother, as Andrew has alluded to, stole. The Rock recruits the gang. The gang goes after him, tries to bring him down, but he's a very good, sneaky, like a fox criminal. He has Letty on his team, but Letty just has forgotten her memory, and basically they're able to recruit Letty back, get the chip in the end, and family.
Oh, and apparently he wants his old house back.
As a reward for getting the chip.
Which is crazy to me, but whatever.
All right, so let's do the normal. Let's jump into characters, I guess.
Yeah. Oh no, I forgot to record something for the characters. So here's something. Characters. Who are they? What are they doing? I don't know
What's your top character?
my number one character. I'm gonna go with a classic here. I'm going with Han.
Han, yeah, ever since he's been in the movies, he's been on our list. He's just smooth.
He's smooth. He's fun to have on screen. Dude went through a rough patch here at the end.
Yeah, I do like Han. He just a very rough patch.
Spoiler alert. Girlfriend dies, and then he dies.
Very rough patch.
Some might say the roughest of patches.
The Briar Patch. All right, my first character will be Shaw.
No kidding.
Shaw. I think he was a sneaky criminal like a fox,
Okay.
and he was ahead. He was ahead at all times, I feel like. Even dating back to earlier movies that they alluded to, he was ahead.
I'm looking at my notes here, and outside of random notes about myself, I'd rather not get into those. I've got some Rock sells Girl Scout cookies.
He does. He said something about selling Girl Scout cookies.
Okay. I don't even remember. Okay. This is going to be good. My number 2. I'm going to go with
Dominic Toretto, finally.
No. Long shot.
Finally.
The dude has so much skin on his head.
Finally, we're into Dominic Toretto. This is awesome.
Guy has finally hit his apex of acting.
I'm glad that you are giving it to Toretto.
I am absolutely, unequivocally giving it to Ludacris.
Ludacris, that's a good character. As he's been in every single time he's been on one of the movies that he has made our list as well.
Yeah, I feel like in this movie they kind of gave Roman the shaft for the most part.
A little bit. He's made some jokes.
Yeah, and I felt like Ludacris and Han had more screenplay time, especially together.
They did.
Than Roman had. So I enjoyed every moment that Ludacris was on. He was an absolute blast from his opening scene where he bursts open the ATM to whatever happens in the middle, and then,
Fantastic.
the end. Yeah, it's fantastic. Whatever happens.
For my number 2.
Was the fight scene with him or was that with Roman in the subway? I remember there was a fight.
That was Roman and Han.
Okay.
Roman and Han trying to take down that one guy.
Yeah,
Roman
and
and
they're like,
Han.
no, you go, no, you go.
Yeah, Roman and Han.
Okay.
Yep, Ludacris was not part of that. It was Roman and Han. They just got whooped.
Sorry. I totally thought that was Han and Ludacris.
Nope. Han and Roman.
All right. What's your number 2?
I'm going to give a good old callback to the number 4, Fast and the Furious 4. And I forgot his name, his exact name, but he was Brian O'Connor's partner.
Oh, the cop.
The cop.
The guy I gave my number 3 to last time.
The last time he was on the screen for the Fast and Furious, so the 4th one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, I think it's called, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I am going to give it to him because he kind of, once again, hopped in, made some jokes, kind of livened up the movie. And,
Yeah, no, he was an absolute blast on screen.
and he got his butt kicked. So it was awesome.
Absolutely.
Again.
Yes. So my number 3 is going to be a tough one.
Okay. Who you got for number 3?
Well, who I have for number 3, I should do some background on this. So at the start of the movie, I was thinking, maybe I'll choose Dom. And then towards the middle of the movie, I was thinking, you know what? No, I'm not choosing Dom. And then towards the end of the movie, I was like, you know what? Dom, he's still not my number 3 pick. He's still not making it. But you know who is?
Who?
So my number 3 is going to go to...
Dominic Toretto, finally.
Finally, Dominic Toretto. No, absolutely not. Never.
What?
Not in a million
He's got to
years.
make your list at one point. Family.
So what I hate is that you actually took my number 3, which was going to be the bad guy.
He was smooth.
Yeah, he was.
Smooth criminal, Michael Jackson style.
It's like, okay, Mia's barely in it. Dominic's not ever going to get it. Paul Walker's plain white bread. You know what? I'm going to give it to my man Roman.
Roman?
Yeah.
Good character.
Yeah.
Good character.
I feel like
Not
he always had the baby oil comment. Apparently that last remark at the barbecue about, hey, smell some baby oil coming on. And
forehead.
Yeah, the forehead remark. Apparently that was improvised.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give mine number 3
Yeah.
to Hobbs because it's played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson and good friend of the podcast, and I'm gonna get him on here one day to review not one of his movies, Doom, but we will review one.
Oh yes, we
one
gotta
day.
do Doom.
And you know what? We're just gonna keep on every single time he shows up in a movie, I will make sure he's on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so he is on the list for top character.
You know, I'm glad that you chose him. I didn't really feel like he was like as ridiculous fun as he was in the 4th one.
Not as over the top army
fifth
guy,
one. Yeah.
but the interactions between him and Roman were worth it.
Yeah.
Like the candy machine where he comes in, just shoots the machine.
Whoop.
Don't
remember that.
So it's the first scene when everybody's back together and Hobbs walks in and Roman's making fun of him, and then he looks over at the candy machine as Roman's trying to get some candy out of the machine. He's like a vending machine, you know.
Yeah.
And
He just
shoots it. He just shoots it, and so then Roman's like, "Okay," and grabs all the candy. Then and all the baby oil forehead comments.
Yeah.
They had great banter. So
All right. So I think that wraps it up for our top 3 characters. Do you want to jump into scenes?
yeah, let's go into scenes. We're off to talk about scenes.
What's happening?
The magical
What is going
wizards
on?
of scenes.
I'm so confused. Everything.
What do you got for number 1?
Jeez Louise. What I hate is that we just watched this.
It's fantastic.
We just watched this. My number 1 scene, oh boy, is probably going to be the tank scene.
Where he's just driving through.
He's just driving through, I guess, murdering people just casually.
Some people got out and ran.
Yeah, yeah. Which is weird to me because people were running like 50 feet away from the tank well before you could actually see it's a tank. Like getting out and running.
True.
Did you see that? Like they could barely.
Yeah, it's not going to come through. It's not going to come through. You're fine.
We have to start over recording again.
Oh, yeah, you want to start the movie over again so you can remember that?
So yeah, no, the tank scene, it was just ridiculous. It was stupid. From I guess anchoring the tank to a car to catching Letty midair and launching himself into the air to catch her from a car to another scene where he's catching Roman with his car.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And I loved it because it was ridiculous. I remember it, and
That's all?
that's all.
Well,
That's all, folks.
My number one scene is going to be the scene where Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Ludacris go to get cars for everybody.
Okay. I
And
hate that you took that.
as he walks in, the guy kind of gives him crap, thinking that they're waiters. And
Yeah.
Ludacris is like, I got
You guys don't belong here.
Yeah. Lucas is like, don't worry, I got it. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson's like, you're not stealing all these cars. And he goes, don't worry, I got it. He just buys all the cars.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Way to put that guy in his place.
Yeah. And
Number-
then they end up stripping the dude naked.
Yep. Well, they don't force him to, but he said anything I can do for you guys since he just bought all those cars. All right. What's your number 2?
I hate that you're passing this off back to me because my number 2 is a bit of a fog right now. I'm wading through some heavy mist.
All right. So what we're going to do at this point of time is we're going to flip it, go outside of our realm, and we're just going to talk about some scenes.
Okay.
We're not going to list them. So like the scene where in the very beginning where they're driving these cars that are kind of Grand Prix-ish looking,
Yeah.
but they have a point with a ramp
the
on
Mad
it.
Max looking ones.
And they're just ramming cars and making
Yeah,
them
they're
fly.
just flipping them. Yeah.
That's a great scene, I feel like.
That was fun.
Definitely worth a watch.
The massive gaping hole.
I know they're
And-
shooting at them. They
Yeah,
have
they're shooting at them.
millions of cops, but none of
There's a
them.
gaping hole between the window and the bottom frame of the car where the person's head is, and apparently it's like 6 inches.
And
There's hundreds of bullets flying around.
those cops probably shoot at a shooting range too. They should have been able to hit him.
Yeah.
Should have been. I mean, granted, he still had some equipment on, but he should have been able to hit him. That many cops shooting, somebody should have been able to hit him. It's like stormtroopers trying to shoot him.
Yeah. They just keep on missing.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Another great scene is obviously the candy vending machine scene with the entrance of everybody
I
meeting
need to
up in the
rewatch that
Rock.
scene.
Definitely worth a watch, as previously mentioned before. Another fun scene would be kind of the flashback for Letty,
Really?
because it kind of gives the story of how Letty actually survived. Because in Fate and the Furious, you just see that the guy points the gun at Letty and shoots. You don't see that he shot the car and not Letty.
So do you think that this was a plan all along?
No.
'Kay.
I think once they did 5 and they're like, okay, the whole crew's back. Wait, we're missing a piece. We got to bring back Michelle Rodriguez.
But we got to kill Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess they got to kill Wonder Woman in this.
Okay, so your thought, are they trading up or trading down?
I think Michelle Rodriguez is a staple to the franchise.
But do you think they're trading up or trading down?
I think Michelle Rodriguez is a staple to the franchise.
So, are they trading up or are they trading down? I'm not talking looks or anything. I'm just like,
I think
acting and
Michelle
character-wise.
Rodriguez is a staple to. I couldn't say that she's the better actress. She does good playing the tough guy roles.
Okay.
I'd probably actually give it to Michelle Rodriguez if we're going to talk about acting.
Really?
That she's probably the better actress.
Okay.
That's my guess. Yeah, Gal Gadot. So far, to me, she seems like she's always plays the same character, kind of. Like, in these movies, I saw Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think that she was more of an interesting character than Michelle Rodriguez.
She had more skill. She had a bigger skill set. Though we found out Michelle could fight in this.
We did.
That her character could fight.
But just the bluntness of Gal Gadot's character and just like their dynamic as like supporting cast, like that was, I think, more interesting than Michelle Rodriguez's
You know what?
Character.
Michelle won because she can beat her in a race.
How's that matter?
That matters because we're talking about Fast and the Furious. You gotta be able to drive a car fast and furious.
Okay, but my question
Facts.
is, can Vin Diesel emote furiousness?
Family.
Okay, but can he emote furiousness?
As we're actually talking about scenes, I actually like the scene where Michelle Rodriguez, Letty, and Vin Diesel kind of have their moment from, the 2006 movie, Pixar movie Cars.
Yeah.
Where they go driving off in the wilderness. Miss Sally and Lightning McQueen, they kind of had their moment racing, doing some street racing between each other.
Yeah.
Driving, and then at the end of it, Mr. Shaw comes up to Vin Diesel and was like, "Bah, bah, 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 why are you hanging around Letty?" Bah, 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 bah. And Vin Diesel's like, "Family." And then the guy's like, "I got a sniper on you." And Vin Diesel's like, "I got a sniper on you," which was Hobbs. And they kind of went their own ways. But that was kind of a good, kind of fun scene. I mean, this movie was more lively, so.
Yeah. That final scene with the airplane.
Something else.
That was something else.
I guess we're kind of blending scenes with some our what
moments.
I guess
Yeah.
this is a new little what scene moment.
Yeah. Do you want to just dive into what moments?
We're just adding it together, I guess,
Okay.
today. This is a new special look of the Backseat Critics. Normally we wouldn't do this, but today we are adding everything together for once. Or not for once, but this is just a little special episode. Fast and the Furious 6. We've all seen cars go fast at this point, so.
Yeah, we have.
That one, I couldn't believe that the car was able to drag down.
A tank?
No, an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he shot the flap.
Anchor? Yeah.
They shot the flap of it, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
How about that end scene, though? Those fights?
What about when the plane was crashing and exploding, and a car drove through the nose of it while it was exploding?
Yes, Vin Diesel drives.
What are we doing?
Or the whole fight scene with the back of the airplane open, basically.
Yeah.
And them doing things back there. The fact that cars are driving up on the sides and shooting stuff at it. Or the fact that guy flies off and gets put into the propeller, and that doesn't do any damage to the airplane, it didn't seem like.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's just the whole scene was over the top.
Moments. The kind of weirdly unceremonious way that, like, initially they had this big fight scene with the one gentleman in the subway.
Yes.
And then they just catch him later on. And there's no really fight with him.
Not the same way.
That's like one of those things where it's like, maybe as a movie you would want to follow that up with something similar.
I think this movie had the two scenes that were the most ridiculous would be the tank and the airplane.
100%.
There's lots of what moments in there. Just over the top. Like what? It's the true. Now we're getting into the what has become the Fast and Furious form.
I think the biggest what moment for me is that Letty is alive. Somehow alive. And the fact that she continues to live through the whole movie. There's several points where she should have died or could have died.
All the car accidents in this movie, they're even worse, first of all. I mean, we've talked about this throughout the whole series. But people do it like it's no big deal. Like they just hop right back up.
Yep. Roman lands on top of a car and...
Ludacris rolled in the beginning with those Mad Max cars.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
100%.
Or what about those chips where they can control the car in the direction?
Never brought up again. At least not to my recollection.
No,
Okay.
just in that first little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of what moments. The military's guy name is Rolfels, which I thought was interesting. Apparently,
Yeah.
that's the name of the set designer.
Oh, it's a little high five.
A little high five to him. So I thought that was sweet.
Pretty cool.
And apparently, I wrote "Why is Letty alive" 3 times on here, so I don't.
I really think it was just to. I mean, I think Michelle Rodriguez is a staple.
I get you.
She's a staple to the franchise. It probably didn't feel right doing the number 5.
Yeah, without her.
Maybe they tried to act like they killed her off, anyways, just to. Maybe she had another movie she was filming.
Maybe you have to look and see.
I'm not sure from back then, but maybe
When does Fast 5 come out? 2011?
Yeah. I'm not sure. She was pretty popular at the time. Well, I would say popular, but she was, I think, her best movie at the time. The top movie she was in was Avatar.
Man, they're making Fast and Furious 11, which is still crazy to me.
Well, remember, they're about to make a Fast 10. They did 10. Now they're going to do 11 and 12.
Okay, so maybe she was. She was in Machete, Machete Kills, Battle for Los Angeles, and Turbo, and Resident Evil Retribution, all within this like 2 or 3 window gap between 2010 and 2013. So maybe she was just booked up.
Very possible. So they just kicked her out for a second. And she's in Resident Evils.
Which is crazy, but
So good for her. Good for her.
I don't remember her in Avatar.
She is one of the army people.
That makes sense.
She does work for she has quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, I do remember her now. I gotcha. All right. Final thoughts?
These movies are getting better as we're going. I mean, same old, same old. Once again, it's a Fast and Furious movie. There are please parental guidance when you watch this movie. Probably teenagers, obviously, but they're getting better. They're getting more fun, more lively, more jokes, more over the top stunts, more over the top scenes. I mean, we have a tank and an airplane that's being dragged down by a car in this one.
Yeah, we do.
The things that people can do with cars in these movies are impressive.
It's ridiculous.
So, I mean, I would, if I'm going to rate this one, it's definitely, I don't know what I've rated as the top one so far, but this one is above that one.
I think 1 was still your top one.
Okay, never mind. This one's right below 1.
Okay.
1 is probably still a top for me because it's still true to Cars. Crime that's not necessarily over the top, but it flirts with it just a little bit.
Okay.
So I'd still give 1 the go ahead here.
So on a scale,
Maybe a
within the Fast and Furious franchise as a whole, and then just as a movie in general.
If I knew my ratings from the other one, I'd give a rating, but
Oh,
I don't
man,
want
we
to screw
need to
myself
track
with
this.
numbers. So I will not give a rating just because I don't want to put out a number that is not correct.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I want to make sure I knew my other numbers. Maybe next week. Maybe on Tokyo Drift, I'll have a number for everybody.
Next week we're doing Tokyo Drift.
That's the next in line.
Oh, okay. I thought we were doing that one very last.
Oh, we could do it okay, if we're going to...
RJ's thinking.
We have to do it before 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a plot point that's important?
The main
Importance?
character is in 9.
Okay.
So obviously we saw Han die, but outside of spoiler alert.
We gave spoiler alert at the beginning of this. I think we're fine.
But anyways, so that main character is in 9, so we should probably watch it before 9 at least.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to give this one... Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I rated the other ones. I'm going to say like a 6.5.
Really? I think that might be your top actually for this series so far.
Um,
Maybe. I don't know where you rated 5. I think 5 was your favorite so far, if I
I
recall.
think five was my favorite. Like the last half of 5 was my favorite. First half of 5 I hated. But like this was just finally just full throttle. It was stupid. From what I recall, it was just balls to the wall, just nonsense, ridiculous stunts, stupid physics. It's finally starting to own up to what it is and not pretending to be as serious, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm going to say 6.5 just on an entertainment level.
Yes.
It
gets better.
It's not
Wait till 7.
it's not quite there.
Wait till 7.
It's not quite there.
A car drives down one of the largest skyscrapers in the world. In 7.
If it was just like a bit more ridiculous.
We're getting there. We're almost there.
Also, I think another thing that would help is if we had like a, no offense to most of the cast here, there's a handful that I enjoy, but if we had more colorful, outrageous cast of characters, this would 100% be a better movie. And this is coming off because you missed this episode, but last week we watched Human Tornado, and there's so much charisma and just over the top ridiculousness just within the way that they're acting and behaving, that is a just ridiculous, fun, bad movie. Whereas like this, it's like the acting is just so bland and brickish and boring. It's just the only saving grace for me, at least, is just the stupid stunts.
Some of the lines they drop are cringeworthy.
They could do better. They could do better.
They could. I agree.
If Vin Diesel was chewing up the scenery, okay.
I don't think he ever has.
I think he's trying his absolute best, and I don't think he's even close.
I don't think he ever has.
I don't think he's even found the set walls.
Nope.
Anyways, you want me to jump into that quiz question and answer?
Yeah, so I am going to give out a guess of Thor.
Could you be more specific?
What do you mean you can't be more specific?
Why do I have a Vin Diesel dick on my search history?
No, I'm going to say Thor.
You are correct.
Is it the Thor when he's like a donkey?
No. It's called the Samoan Thor.
That's actually an Avenger.
The Samoan Thor?
Yes. Or are they just calling him a Samoan Thor because he's Samoan and there's a Thor?
No, I think they're just calling it. Yeah, it's just that one scene.
All right. So I was right. Thor.
It's just, yeah,
Look at me go.
good for. I don't know what was going on with my search history there. That was weird.
But Thor it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Next week we're doing. Let's do Fast 7, and then let's come back and do Tokyo Drift after that.
okay. We just
Did we just do 7? No, this was 6.
So if we can actually go 7, 8, and then go back to
7, 8, and then Tokyo.
yeah. We could do that.
That works for me.
All right. Until next time. This has been an episode of the Backseat Critics.
We out.
Yeah, I'll give it to you this time. That's fine.
That's right.